We've all probably been told at one point or another, it's important to step out of your comfort zone. It's a super common phrase used to motivate people or to encourage them to try new things. Looking a little bit deeper at the idea of stepping out of your comfort zone, though, this can actually be a really delicate and complicated topic for many people. Our human brains have evolved over millions of years to keep us safe. And according to our brains, stability equals safety. Our brains are literally wired to help us stay in our comfort zone and in a stable environment, regardless of whether or not we are actually happy with where we are or think we're capable of more. Fortunately, the more we practice stepping out of our comfort zone, the easier it will get over time. If we can practice stepping out of our comfort zones in small ways, we can still improve the quality of our lives in a strategic way. In this video, I'm going to talk about 3 reasons why you should consider stepping out of your comfort zone and give you some examples of small changes that you can start to make that can have a positive impact on your life. For those of you who are new here, welcome. I'm Sara Stilleke. I'm a scientist, and my channel is all about how to level up to become more productive and successful. So if that's something you're looking for, please subscribe to my channel because I release new videos every Tuesday and Friday. The first reason why you should try stepping out of your comfort zone is because it can lead to personal growth. Now, I know, I roll. Personal growth is one of those buzzwords that we hear all the time, but that few people actually take the time to define. So let me give you an example of what I mean here. Think about something that you currently have in your life that is like your current baseline or default. For me, just as an example, I make approximately the same amount of money every month from my job. I can't really imagine making much less or much more than that amount. It's my current comfort zone for my personal income. But thinking back to 10 years ago, when I was first getting started in my career, my consistent monthly income was much lower than it is now. If you were to ask me 10 years ago if I could see myself making the amount I do now, 10 years ago, Sarah wouldn't even be able to relate to that because it was so outside of my income comfort zone at the time. And that is what I mean by personal growth. Over time, your norms and standards change. Occasionally, you might make a big jump in your life. Maybe you get a big promotion at work, or get married, or divorced, or have a baby, or move to a new city. These defining moments are often exciting and uncomfortable while they're happening, and they definitely take you out of your comfort zone. But then the result, once things settle down, becomes your new normal. All of this was a long-winded way of saying that by stepping out of your comfort zone to seek out these little life jumps, you can control and guide your own personal growth and set new standards for yourself. The second reason why you should try stepping out of your comfort zone is to overcome your fears. I've talked a lot in some of my other videos about how habits are formed in the brain. If you think about the first time you learned to drive a car, for example, the first time you got behind the wheel, you had to pay so much attention to how much pressure to put on the gas pedal, how to use the mirrors and turn signals at the same time while changing lanes, and how to watch out for other drivers. Over time, though, driving became a habit because your brain bundles the actions associated with driving into a habit so that these actions become more natural and we're no longer frightening. By stepping out of your comfort zone to face a fear, and by doing that over and over again, your brain will start to form a habit about doing the thing that you once feared until it becomes part of your routine. Using this knowledge, we actually have the chance to conquer some of our biggest fears. One way I applied this to my own life was by conquering my fear of public speaking. I used to be terrified of speaking in public, but I knew that this was a skill I would need to have in order to be more successful in my career, and also just to not be super terrified during those occasional moments in life when public speaking is sometimes required. To help face this fear, I joined my local Toastmasters group, which is a big nonprofit organization where club members meet once a week to practice their public speaking in a safe and supportive environment. I was terrified to do my first few speeches, and I definitely kind of sucked at it at the beginning. But about 8 years later, I'm now comfortable and confident speaking in public. The third and final reason why you should step out of your comfort zone is to avoid regret. I usually prefer doing things because I'm excited for the potential results, but doing something because you're terrified of the consequences is also an excellent motivator. If you stay the same and live only in your comfort zone your entire life, you may end up having some regrets and what ifs. What if I had asked that person out? What if I had moved to that new city? What if I had taken that class or gone on that trip? This is not to say that you should drop everything and live completely impulsively, but by stepping outside of your comfort zone at appropriate times You keep yourself open to new life experiences and can avoid feeling the regret of missing out on these life experiences. Here's an example of this. Pretty much my whole life, I've lived in the suburbs, in quiet neighborhoods where you need a car to get most places. A little over a year ago, I had the opportunity to move to downtown San Diego to a high-rise apartment building in the center of all the action. This was a terrifying prospect for me. I had never lived in a city before, I didn't know if I was going to like it, and I was going to have to pay quite a bit more in rent while downgrading to a tiny one-bedroom apartment. I think the main thing that convinced me to give it a try, though, was the fear of regret. What if this is my only chance to try out this lifestyle, and I miss it? So in order to avoid regret, while still giving myself an out in case it didn't work, I signed a 1-year lease and told myself that I would live downtown for 1 year and then reassess after that. I had one awesome year enjoying the hustle and bustle, activities and noise of the city, and I have no regrets. At the time I'm filming this right now, I've just moved back to the suburbs, but I feel really grateful that I've had this life experience, and now I have no regrets. Stepping out of your comfort zone can mean different things to different people for sure. For me, the main motivators to get uncomfortable are to experience personal growth, overcome fears, and avoid the feelings of regret. Let me know in the comments if you agree with any of these reasons, or if you have your own experience with taking leaps of faith. If you've made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching, and if you could please subscribe to my channel, I would really appreciate it. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.